feels like. That'll be about 110, I reckon, after that. Not 110, chatting shit.
This one. So, episode 3 of Humans of Rocks, and we have got Mr. Danny Rae with us today. Doubles world champion Danny Rae as well.
I know, yeah.
Big plans for the season ahead.
Pressure is on.
We are down at, can we say where we are?
Of course you can, yeah. Land Warfare Centre, Warminster. Nice.
So we are down here today in one of many gyms. 3 gyms here?
Oh, there's so many gyms, yeah. So real estate is unreal. They've just got all the kit in different locations. So for Hyrox, it's just, as you can imagine.
Yeah, man, perfect. So we are about to do a little workout that Danny's planned for us. So what have we got planned?
45-minute AMRAP. We're going to run together 1.2k, and then we're going to do you go, I go on the sleds. We're going to do push, pull, and burpees, just getting that middle part of the race. 60 metres push, 60 pull, and then 60 metres of burpees. We're
both agreeing we're probably not at the fittest point. This is being filmed mid to end of July, so both been on a few holidays recently, not at the peak of our fitness, so we're not going to go too hard to begin with, and yeah, we've got plenty of time to get fit before the season. I think both racing Maastricht's first race of the season, so we've got a bit of time before then. And then we're going to learn about Danny's 2 sides. We've got the Hyrox side, which we're going to see, and then obviously learn a little bit more about the army side and everything like that.
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
It's a game.
Ready?
Yeah. You're going to have a little swig of water, actually. 1.2k, 60-66.
Ready when you are, mate.
All right, see you in 1.2k.
Nice, great session.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's the kick up the arse I needed. We were just saying on the run there that the sleds is the hardest part of the race. You always feel like up against it, don't you? sled push, pull, burpees, and then after that, you kind of get your rhythm, don't you?
How did you find Chicago with the sled?
Mixed. The push was good. The pull completely
Tougher.
compromised the race. Yeah.
It's difficult in a doubles because you get obviously a different. It's the stimulus, isn't it, of the whole duration. Whereas it definitely felt tougher, but I'm only doing it for 6 meters at a time, which is different to doing it for the whole fucking 50 meters.
I did, obviously, that race I did with Liam, we had to change it up slightly because we've raced together a few times and we have to protect my running because he's such a good runner.
Yeah.
So
did you start and he finishes?
So, yes, typically, but we changed it up ever so slightly that the first pull, he started,
yeah.
I finished, but then I started pull number 2.
Okay.
And thereafter...
So you almost did like a sandwich sequence where you did a bit in the middle, like a longer bit in the middle.
Just to give me that bit of recovery at the start, because he's semi-fresh.
Yeah.
And thereafter, I always started the pull. But what I did before when we raced together was worked off doing 6 meters, 6 meters. But if you're starting the pull...
It's much tougher the first.
It's tougher,
yeah.
So...
That's what me and Tony, obviously Tony's a hell of a lot stronger than me, so
yeah,
he's always going to start in. I find probably I can pull. He pulls the first 6 meters at the same case, I pull the second 6. So
yeah.
You've got to be smart, like you said there with the doubles. You've got to talk on the fly. Everyone thinks, what's the tactics? Well, you can have tactics, but you don't know what's going to happen. Like you can have different situations where you block. Certainly for us, like when we get to like the rower and stuff. Yeah. Sometimes I am like, I cannot start here and pull a 135 for 250, 300 meters. You're going to have to, and sometimes actually I feel fine. So
yeah.
Got to be on the fly, haven't you?
It's so part, like obviously there's a bit of strategy, but when it comes to doubles, it's so partner specific. Yeah. And like you've done it a lot with Tony, I've done it a lot with Liam, so you start to work each other out.
Oh yeah, having a consistent partner makes a massive difference.
Huge difference, yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, I did that metrics run for one with my brother the other day. So metrics is 10 meter ski, 10 meter row, 10 meter burp, 10 minute row, 10 minute ski, 10 minute bike, 10 minute burpees, and 10 minute shuttle runs. Just you go, I go for the whole thing.
Yeah, is that a new event you're on about?
Yeah, I'm doing it in a couple of weeks.
Are you doing the one in Manchester?
Yeah.
Right, I've heard about it. Yeah.
It's
so it was in London, wasn't it? The first one.
So you're having to pull like sub 130, well, like around 130 on the ski the whole time. Then on the row, it's brutal, mate. We did the burpees, and it looks like I've been doing some mischievous stuff in the bushes because doing like 280 burpees on like this stuff is absolutely brutal. Right, so a little break, and then we'll maybe just do a little chat about like your involvement in Hyrox, like how you got into Hyrox, stuff like that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Right, workout done. We've just compared our Garmin's, and I was 168 average, max 181, so...
We were nigh on the same the whole time, weren't we?
All zone 4, zone 5, so it just shows how one of the fittest guys in the UK at Hyrox, like there is certainly a match fitness that you need to be, and we don't need to be it right now, but yeah, 8 weeks and 9 weeks till the first event.
Match fitness is not there.
No, not quite there.
That's why footballers have a pre-season. This is pre-season.
This is the start of it. Okay, so I want in this part, I want to learn a little bit more about you as a Hyrox athlete. We've talked about how we're going to go later. We're going to do a bit of explore of the barracks and everything like that, and Danny's going to show us his way of life. But how did you first get into Hyrox? I love hearing about people's first races.
So I'd been away in Kenya for 3 months. Kenya was at about 2,000 meters of elevation, so high altitude. I basically got really fit and got into a really good runner. And people kept telling me like, oh, you're a good runner, you need to come and do a Hyrox. I'm like, what is this Hyrox? Zoe told me about it. Her colleague, Aaron Woodman, who's also very well known on the Hyrox scene, was doing world champs in Manchester. Zoe dragged me along to it, and as soon as I got there, I got instant FOMO. Like, it's like the atmosphere, the music, just the race layout as well appealed to me. Being in the military, it's very functional, or parts of it are very functional. So yeah, got one booked straight away, and we ended up racing our first race in Warsaw. You raced there?
Yes.
Because obviously, typically what you do when you get into Hyrox, you start going on Instagram and seeing who all the big names are in the Hyrox world, and I came across Kieran, and he was racing Warsaw. He was racing pro, wasn't you?
Yeah, I did absolutely terrible. It was boiling, right?
It was boiling.
Absolute.
Yeah. And that was where I did mixed doubles. I remember you racing it, Aaron Woodman raced it, and he said it was like a sauna.
Yeah. I think the only thing that saved me was I think I raced against Graham Halliday and a few big people there, and they also did. They all did like a 105 or something like that, which now wouldn't even get you in the top 50, would it? So it's mad.
And also, do I remember them putting too much weight on the sleds?
Yeah. Like 3 people walked off.
Yeah.
I gained 3 places on the basis that 3 people left.
Sound. So yeah, that was the first race, and then what it's like.
And that was a mixed, was it?
Yeah.
And then what was your first solo experience?
Copenhagen, about 4 weeks after that.
Yeah.
September time or October time. It was actually Malmo. It was Malmo, and I ran a 1:03 open solo for my first one.
Nice. It was pretty similar to what I did in my first one, to be fair. How did you find it?
I didn't know what to expect, so like it probably meant that that's why I'd done quite well. I went off nice and steady and grew into the race. Obviously found some massive gaps of just sort of Hyrox movements that I need to familiarise myself and get better at. But that first exposure was a good one. And then fast forward a couple of weeks, I went to Birmingham, thought I was absolutely mint, went off at like a 3:30 pace, and I was skiing 1:38 on the ski erg, and I ended up running like a 1:07.
In a solo?
In a solo, yeah.
Oh, God. That's like a relay pace.
We all need those, we all need that go. You know, when we talk about not going out too hot?
Yeah.
We've all got to at some point.
I think we were talking about it when we were doing the run, weren't we? We were saying like how you can be as fit as you want, but you need to be strategic in a Hyrox race. And actually, by having the experience that you and me have had, like 2, 3, 4 years, whatever it may be, you learn so much about yourself. You're like, I can tell I'm going to blow up if I carry on like this, so I have to slow down. And people might go past you at that point, but you're going to catch them up. Like, I think you're so, if we fast forward to like you as an athlete now, you're so well known for being that person that doesn't actually do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done doubles against you where I'm like, oh, we're ahead of him, and then boom, like you fly past us, sort of thing. So yeah, I think your Cardiff race, that was like a really good one. The one recently you did well, right?
Yeah, and I would say that's probably my best ever race for that exact reason. Like, some people can go out hot and they can maintain it, but I'm just not that athlete. And there are certain athletes out there that are very similar. But yeah, Cardiff, I had really, really low confidence, had a bad spell of Warsaw and Barcelona, and I just wanted to ease into it. And I did that. I think I was running, it seemed like I was running really slow at the start, but I think I was doing about 4:05 minute kilometre pace. And then after that, I just had plenty of energy to go into it.
That's mad, isn't it? Because that, again, when I started, like 4 was the magic number. Like, if you could hit 4, you were going to win the competition. As long as you were reasonable on the stations, you would win the competition. And I think maybe not last season before, it was 3:45 was your magic number. Now it's like you need to be hitting 3:30s if you want to be on the podium almost, isn't it? So
yeah,
it's incredible how the sport has grown and get to that position. Yeah, definitely. So fast forward to this year, I'd say like a big breakout year for you realistically, like top 30 in the singles now, and well, pretty much top 15 in the doubles.
Yeah.
Must have been buzzing with how this year's gone.
Yeah, and to be honest, I've never seen it coming. I always said that, like, and it still is, I still say it now, like, Hyrox is a sport for years. Where I'll be in 5 years versus now will be completely different, but I do find myself on that trajectory where I find myself like on the fence, so to speak. But yeah, I raced in Poznan at the start of last season. I ran a 57 open. I was like, oh, great. To then fast forward a few months, 54 in Vienna. And I don't really know where that's come from. And I really think it's just like stacking days and consistency, because it's not like big training weeks or anything like that. I think that'd be really my message to people is, you see a lot on social media, people training 20 hours, 15 hours, but really like there's a lot of us normal people that can do 8 to 10, if that. That's even still like silver standard. Most of us have got 5 hours. But I think, yeah, tipping up each day is what ultimately gets you into those positions, plus a lot of other factors. And
I was still knocking out in the open, admittedly, but still knocking out 56, 57 minute times doing, I think I was on like the March On program, like right at the beginning, and doing 1 hour a day, like six hours a week, that was it.
Yeah.
And knocking out very good times.
Yeah.
Something's got lost in the middle now, that it seems that everyone needs to be doing 15 to 20 hours a week and 10 hours of zone 2 work and stuff. It's just not achievable. Yeah. Like, professional footballers don't train that much.
No, and you say you're obviously on the Red On team, and Gaz was talking about it the other week. You know, you got people that do Ironman and they train 15 hours a week for an event that's going to take them up to 10 hours in some cases. And you've got all of us Hyroxers doing an hour race and punching out 20 hours. It's crazy. And I think that's down to just really like, it's a new sport. People are trying to find what formula works.
Yeah.
And some people have got
and everyone's going to have different circumstances due to injury, family life, work, everything like that makes a massive difference. Okay, so great year last year. I'd be amiss not to talk about how like you've grown on social media through that, and like the brand deals and stuff. That must have been like a really good thing for you as well. You must be buzzing with all of that as well. Yeah, definitely. It kind of gives you confidence that there's more opportunities out there. I understand like the position I'm in is quite unique, with sort of like family connections and stuff like that. And there's a lot of people that are much better athletes than me that might not find themselves in the same position on social media. So like, I'm definitely not naive to that. I do think it obviously helps.
I think obviously like maybe in my case the journey is slightly relatable because I went from like a 1 hour 18 pro to a 57 in 18 months, and maybe people are like, actually, you know, followers aside and brand deals aside, there is someone there that has a full-time job.
Yeah, 100%. I actually was thinking about this on the way up, how there's actually so many athletes who, do you know how I think about that Sadiq who does, he's a hell of an athlete, but he doesn't do social media or anything like that, not bothered about all that kind of stuff, but will just turn up and knock out 56 in the pro. And it's amazing that there is a whole other side of this sport that people don't know about a lot of athletes just because they aren't on social media, but they're fucking very, very good still. And so it's interesting. And what's the goals for this year then? We talked about it a little bit on the run, but what's the plans? What would be gold star? You walk away and you're like, what a season I've just had.
It's so hard to manage expectation because I set some goals for this year that didn't quite happen, but I would love to race in the elite doubles, and I think we've definitely got a chance of doing that in October. But I want to race in an elite solo race. The sport's getting bigger, the competition's getting much harder, and I think for that to happen, you've got to switch to being a professional because the sport is becoming so professional. I think a year or two ago you could have got away with the position I'm in now and getting into the elites, but now to be elite, I think you've got to essentially train professionally. That's the goal. I think that would be the goal before even getting into elite solo races. Like, start treating the sport more professionally.
And let's not get it twisted. When we talked about the people doing 15, 20 hours a week, probably to get to the elite standard, you do need to do that. But we're talking about the 0.05%. 99% of the people who do Hyrox don't need to be training to that extent by any stretch of the imagination.
No, 100%.
And the qualification is different, right? So for the solos, you've got to do the 2 best times. So how far are you away in the solo?
I'm 57.16. I think it's high 20s.
Right. Okay.
Noting, and I've just for like the benefit of everyone, I know there's people outside of that top 30 that are faster than me. It's just the way the courses have laid out, the way I've raced in certain races, and how it's a funny system, isn't it?
I actually think so. Obviously, for myself, we're kind of about 2 or 3 spots behind you in the doubles, I think. And I actually think, like, we got the email, like you probably did, where if you're in the top 30 ranked either solos or doubles, you can basically get access to any tickets you want at any course you want. I actually think that's completely unfair because it's giving the top 30 an opportunity to basically stay in the top 30 and push to the top 15. But if you're sat at, talk about those Belgian lads who did really well, their time isn't good enough to get them into the top 30, so they're not going to get access. And with how difficult it is to get tickets, I think it's almost it's hard to complain when it goes in your favour, but I think it is, like you said, when there's those people just sitting outside, and there'll probably be people who watch this who didn't know that we get that, but it's only fair to be transparent with it, isn't it? Cool. And then, like, in terms of your training, then obviously we touched on it a little bit. Obviously, we're going to go and see everything that the sort of the barracks and everything like that. How do you fit it all in?
Yeah, good question. So a lot of my schedule being busy is sometimes self-induced because I'm kind of spinning a lot of plates, obviously, like social media, work.
And that takes time, right?
It does.
I even watched you just doing a little clip for your YouTube channel. I was like, I would forget to do all that kind of stuff.
And then that stuff needs editing back and putting on. It's mad. You're constantly spinning these little plates that aren't arduous. They're not physically hard. They're just time consuming. And obviously I've got my full-time job as well. And it looks slightly different. So sometimes my job I've got a good amount of flexibility. I can train twice a day and whatnot. And then sometimes it's completely unattainable. I'm putting a bit of ram kit in the back of my Land Rover and getting in 30 minutes when I've got a bit of time, or I'll throw my running trainers on. And I'm going to show you sort of like the conditions that I live in later.
I think originally when we said we were going to do this video back in like March, we talked about me coming on one of those with you and sticking Dale in there as well, and the bike in the back, and doing a workout while your lot were out doing a training session, weren't they?
Yeah, because I was busy. The troops were on exercise, and I was like, yeah, we can probably do this, but it will be on the
chaos.
So yeah, that's kind of I'm juggling it and spinning plates. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. But soon there'll be some continuity.
There you go. Doesn't always need to be perfect to get the results that you see. Thanks so much to X Endurance for supporting us with this series. Make sure you go check out their lactic acid buffer tablets. I've been competing in Hyrox for almost 4 seasons now, and I've been taking this for 2. This massively assists with my recovery, with my training, and also allows me to train longer for harder durations for longer periods of time. So make sure you check out their products, the lactic acid buffer, and much more on the link below.
This is work. This is the Land Warfare Centre. And basically all the subject matter experts for all land-based combat is all centralised here. There's different parts. Obviously you've got there's Brecon where they've got the infantry. But here we've got snipers and mortars and machine guns and reconnaissance, and where we do tactics for our tank commanders and all that sort of stuff.
So all the training for that kind of stuff happens here, right?
Yeah, exactly that. We refer to it as phase 3 training. So you do your basic training for 14 weeks. Then you go into phase 2, which is your trade specific training. And then when you're qualifying to be a commander, vehicle commander or any command related stuff, you come here and it's phase 3. It's like continuation training. Now I came here as a student. I'd been in the army for 6 years. I came down here, I did my commander's course. Put it this way. So yeah, everything's facilitated here. You've got all your vehicles, all your kit, all your classrooms, everything happens here.
So once you come down here, you've done your training to whatever specific regiment or whatever you're going into, then where do you go? So it just depends what's going on in the world.
Yeah, you go to your regiment, and then your regiment will be on a certain cycle, doing various jobs, whatever is ongoing at that point. And then in between doing all your operations and stuff, we send soldiers down here to get qualified at certain things. Like if we need to get people trained up as a sniper, or a sniper section commander if you like, we'll bring them here.
That must be a cool thing to do.
We've got a virtual simulator in that building where you sit there with a headset on, and it's basically like VR, virtual reality.
Like Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's my office there. So it's called Combined Arms Manoeuvre School. That's where I'm based out of.
So how did you start in the army? Did your dad do it?
My dad was in the same regiment. He did 22 years.
Wow.
And then I was basically grew up around it, really.
Yeah.
I was going to say born into it, but that sounds a bit far-fetched.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. So did you live on barracks and stuff when you were younger, did you?
Yeah,
okay.
I grew up around it and I liked it.
So does anyone live on this bit, or is this more just the training part?
So this camp is where we work. The people that live here are the ones that are living in the single living accommodation. So there's basically it's like uni campus.
Student digs, yeah.
Yeah. You have your room, ensuite room, and then you've got a communal kitchen where you can cook food.
Yeah, that literally is student accommodation.
It depends what the kitchen's like. Some kitchens, they don't have a hob. So there's no hob in my kitchen. So in terms of cooking in the block and doing meal prep, I stopped that a long time ago.
Yeah. So what do you eat then?
I go to the cookhouse, or I go to the mess.
Right, okay, yeah.
And actually the food's good.
Good.
And thankfully you've got AI food calorie trackers now, because I'm just going in there and they're like, oh, you got your app out again? And I'm like, yeah.
Just take a picture of it.
Needs must.
What do all the military, all your mates, the social media side of you, do they give you some grief for that, or is it all right?
Years ago, when I first joined the army, we've gone through these different phases in the army where, yeah, when you was really keen, it wasn't very cool to be keen and wanting to do your job well.
Yeah.
And then we went through this phase where actually it was quite cool to be keen and good at your job.
Yeah.
But during that phase, it wasn't cool to be putting your job all over social media.
Yeah.
And with me, it's kind of oh, that vehicle there is what I work on.
Okay.
That's good timing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a Jackal armoured fighting vehicle. That is a Jackal 1. Yeah, they're both Jackal 1s.
Beasts.
Designed they were an urgent operational requirement for Afghanistan. Something open top, gives you situational awareness, but also can suit the demands of desert terrain. So that's that.
Mad.
But yeah, social media. So with my Instagram, you might notice I don't actually put much military on there.
No.
Very small snippets. I mean, it wouldn't take an archbishop to work out that I'm in the army. But I try to separate the two. YouTube, I'm a bit more liberal. I like to show people insights to YouTube.
People want it, and this is the whole reason for doing these episodes and stuff, is seeing what someone's day-to-day life who does well in Hyrox it is, and it isn't just like you said, sitting on bikes for 3 hours and posting on social media. It's all this stuff around it, right?
Yeah, 100%. So I had quite a bit of work to do yesterday. I was in the office till a decent time, and then I had to go for my trail run. I think I finished my trail run at 10 o'clock last night. And there was two regiments on the camp that I used to work on. My regiment and Zoe's regiment, we shared the same gym, and that's where we met. It's one of those things where
Yeah, we just naturally came together.
Any issues you get with people in the army? Or is there,
Yes, there is. So, like, I was a corporal at the time, Zoe was a private, but we were in different regiments. And we're both non-commissioned officers. I don't have any bearing over her career. So that's all right. If she was in the same regiment as me and she was in my chain of command.
So in theory you could give her promotions or something like that? Yeah. In theory?
Yeah. It's unprofessional. If we was in the same squadron, I'm a corporal, she's a private, that's a bit of a no-go. Different regiment, no bearing. Yeah, it's fine. It should place. But it was quite funny because I got promoted to sergeant and Zoe was still a private. So then it seemed a bit like, on paper I'm a sergeant, Zoe's a private. We're exactly the same age, left school at the same time, but in the army's eyes I'm this big senior person. And whenever I was inviting Zoe to any of our mess functions, I'd have to write a letter to ask for permission because Zoe was a private. Even though, like, we were engaged, lived together. It's just tradition.
That's funny.
So we're now on the training area. This is my favourite bit of camouflage all over the top. The dog walkers don't see it. They walk right past it.
Scare them shit.
People have ended up in holes before, like, dropped through the floor.
Do you have to put like the dirt back in and stuff when you go?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're meant to, but I'm going to show you some pre-dug observation holes. It's involved as well. As in your tanks. So one of the things we do as reconnaissance soldiers is called an observation post. And that's basically a position where you can get eyes onto something, and that could be eyes onto a track or a road, and you can see what vehicles are manoeuvring through, or it could be a target. So in that low ground behind this wood there's a big barn, and the reason we use this observation post training is because up on the other side of the high ground you've got another wood block which you can see directly over there. You've got a hedgerow up here. Basically there's multiple places you can put a recce point in, and you could have, I'm probably talking in Chinese here, but you could have like 3 different groups all looking at the same target from a different perspective. And then what they're able to do is report all that information but be able to paint a picture of what's actually going on in there, because they've got 3 different people looking at it from different perspectives. So that's why we do a lot of training here. Loads of civvies that can compromise you with their dogs, and good places that you can sight your recce points. And then,
so when they're digging these observation, they're holes in the ground in theory, right?
Yeah.
How far do they have to like dig down?
Well, you'll see, but they've got to be big enough to get however big your team is. So
modern day trenches, right?
They're big, I mean, you're talking, you want to probably dig it deeper than waist deep high, and quite wide, so you can get all you and your kit in there, your personnel.
To dig that out.
It does. It takes a few periods of darkness, and we don't dig in the day obviously because there's more chance of being seen, so we dig at night. So once we've done digging throughout the night, and however deep the hole is and however big it is, that's what we've got to deal with. So we might be able to get 2 people in that recce point, that observation post, and then the rest of the patrol that hasn't been able to dig down has to go away from the target elsewhere and lay up somewhere in the rear and offer support from elsewhere. So there's lots of bits to it without me getting too in depth. But yeah, there's a farm in there, and I've been in an OP in this hedgerow. I've done a few exercises around here actually, where you're living in a hole for a week. It can get pretty cramped.
Must be quite difficult to like transfer back after doing something like that, like into just normal life for a bit, or are you just so used to it now?
Oh yeah, you're just so accustomed to it. You finish your exercise and you can't wait to get back to camp and wheel spin out.
You lose a lot of weight when you do it.
Yeah, you do, I take a lot of food in with me to do that sort of stuff. Like, so we get army ration packs. I think they total probably around the 4,000 calorie mark, but it's pretty much just sugar and carbs. First thing I want to punch down my head after doing something like that is straight to McDonald's. Same way you went? Yeah. Is my mic still connected?
Yes, mate.
Yeah. So we've got different types of observation posts, if you like. We've got surface and we've got subsurface. So surface are things like this that are in bushes. And then subsurface is when you dig down. So what I'm showing you now is a surface OP.
Yeah.
This one here, mate, yeah?
Then we go into it, I think.
Yeah, just watch out there, sort
Yeah, I got it.
I'll lead the way, I'll go in first.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yep.
So as you can see, it gives you like that overhead protection,
Yeah.
but that won't be enough, that natural cam, you need more than that. It's a hands and knees jobby.
Go, okay, I got you.
Yeah. We dig down a little bit more to give a bit more survivability, but they've started, as you can see.
And how long are they staying in here for?
You could be in here for, God, as long as you could sustain yourself, really.
Doesn't matter about the conditions, anything like that.
No, so as you can see here, you've got natural cam above you.
Yeah.
This wouldn't be enough because it wouldn't reduce your thermal signature enough to hide yourself properly. So you'd have thermal sheets above you. So if anyone was to fly sort of any surveillance above you,
They find you.
they would find you at the minute. But if you put thermal sheets up, it would be a lot more difficult.
So that's like a sheeting over the top.
Yeah, so there's no examples of any legacy stuff around here. But yeah, it'd be like chicken wire with thermal sheeting all pushed up, and then that'd be good to go. And down there, can you see that slight cutting through the bush?
Yeah.
On your right? So if we was to get down on our belt buckle and get low, obviously we're not going to do it because we want to get filthy, you'd be able to see that farm that we was looking at in the low ground.
Right, okay, so that's what they're observing basically.
Yeah,
Right,
so they're
okay.
observing through there, watching the farm on a piece of optics, you know, even a camera like that, taking
Yeah.
pictures.
There, have you got your phone, take a picture of us in here and we'll get the side by side of the one of us after Hyrox and then this way.
Where are you? There you are. Yeah, got you.
Right, crawling on out. Sorry about this one. The next one we won't get so dirty, don't worry.
Right.
But as you can see, when we've got no kit on at the minute, when you've got your helmet, your rifle, your body
Yeah,
armour.
tough.
Yeah, it's a lot, it's cramped conditions to live in. All this rubbish on the outside's not cool though. Yeah, literally, yeah, that's a lot of ground sign.
Oh, get in trouble for that.
Yeah, it's a big no-no, shit like that.
Leaving stuff.
As a recce soldier, you don't be leaving anything. You see that chicken wire in the bush?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's an example of what would be used above with some thermal
Right,
sheet on it.
okay, yeah.
You see all these patches of dirt here?
Probably dug.
That's what people will be digging up to get grass to put on top of their hole
Right,
to
okay.
camouflage it.
So they're just topping it almost.
Yeah. But yeah. Now, this is the sort of thing that you'd be this would take a long time to dig. This is
Yeah.
something that's been dug over and over and over again by, you know, multiple courses of students that have come through.
Looks like it's like chalk at the bottom as well, like it's like some
That's
kind
Salisbury Plain for you,
Yeah.
So this is an absolute gold standard in terms of size. It's probably too big. You'd never get anything like this down. But you could get 10 people in here with your kit, 8 people with all your kit. I've been in here with 8 before.
Covering it over.
Covering it over. So you see these wooden beams here?
Yeah.
That's where people have put stuff up or before. Yeah, that wouldn't necessarily be used. It'd be the chicken wire.
Yeah.
And then you'd put some waterproof ponchos over the top. Then you'd put your thermal signature reduction sheets over the top. And then like,
Carry that in your backpack.
yeah, you carry all that stuff in on a big heavy bag. Your kit weighs a ton.
Yeah.
And then what you do is you'd natural cam it. And obviously noting natural cam dies, you've got to keep natural camming it as days progress. So that's why that's been topped over there. Obviously they've put that on the top.
Yeah. Got to find everything, you've got to utilise everything in the area, right?
Yeah, you can see this is that's an example. That would have been on the top of that, and this here would look like what it looks all around.
Yeah.
And their recce point is here. This is what we call the aperture. And the aperture is really, really small, like you're talking this big, enough to be able to get the lens of a camera through.
See
and
the farm.
You can see the farm,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
So then, like, when you're doing it in training, are you like recording if people coming and going in the farm and stuff like that?
And that's what they'd be doing in here, yeah. And
So
what
if the tractor comes back, he's got to write 1102 tractor.
Exactly that, yeah. Or I've seen this person, he's wearing these clothes. This is what I assess this person to be, blah, 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 blah.
A farmer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, dog walkers have literally walked through here and, you know, walked on top before, and because they're walking through the hedgerow here and they're going down there. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
So yeah, that's a little insight.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Go back to the car before it pisses it down.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Get to the Three Daggers farm shop, because that's the other side of the job. We've got to have a few perks.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. That's a day in the life of Mr. Danny Rae.
A small snippet.
Very good, very good. I think that both highlights that we've got some work to do before Maastricht, the session this morning. But yeah, really interesting to see like how you live your life. Your favourite calf. We enjoyed that. We didn't show much of that, did we? But
perks to the job, guys. You know, I'm the instructor. The students don't know that I'm getting a bacon sandwich in the morning. And they're in the hole.
The food was eaten before we could get the camera out, to be fair. But yeah, that's a wrap on episode 3. Thank you very much, Danny. And yeah, we will see you. I'll see you in Maastricht.
Thank you for having me, mate. It's been a pleasure. Cheers, mate.